Following his peaceful reunion with Esau, Jacob resumed his journey back to Canaan, accompanied by his wives, children, servants, and numerous livestock. The journey was slow and deliberate, as Jacob took care to accommodate the needs of his large family and flocks. His return to Canaan marked not only the end of his physical journey, but also a significant spiritual milestone in his life. Jacob, once known for his cunning and deceit, had grown into the man God renamed Israel, symbolizing his transformation and new identity. Upon arriving in Shechem, Jacob purchased a plot of land and built an altar, naming it El Elohe Israel, which means God, the God of Israel. This act was a testament to Jacob's gratitude and acknowledgement of God's unwavering protection and provision. The altar was more than a symbol. It was a declaration of Jacob's faith and his recognition that God had been with him through trials, blessings, and personal growth. God's earlier promise to Jacob at Bethel, that he would bring him back safely to the land of his ancestors, was now fulfilled. This return symbolized the completion of God's faithfulness and Jacob's spiritual journey, from a life marked by manipulation to one of obedience and reliance on God's direction. Sometime after settling in Shechem, God spoke to Jacob again, instructing him to return to Bethel, the place where Jacob had first encountered God in a dream and made a vow to him. In preparation for this significant return, Jacob gathered his family and commanded them to put away any foreign gods they had accumulated during their time in Mesopotamia. He purified his household, emphasizing the importance of dedicating themselves solely to the worship of the Lord. This act of purification symbolized Jacob's commitment to uphold the covenant and reinforce his family's dedication to God alone. When Jacob reached Bethel, he built an altar and worshipped the Lord, renewing his covenant relationship with God. There, God reaffirmed the promises he had made to Abraham and Isaac, reiterating that Jacob's descendants would form a great nation and that kings would come from his lineage. God also reminded Jacob of his new name, Israel, reinforcing his role as the patriarch of the 12 tribes that would shape the history of Israel. As Jacob's family journeyed from Bethel, tragedy struck. Rachel, Jacob's beloved wife, went into labor and gave birth to her second son, Benjamin. Tragically, Rachel died during childbirth, and Jacob mourned deeply as he buried her near Bethlehem. This sorrow marked a poignant moment in Jacob's life, reflecting both the joy of new life and the pain of profound loss. Despite the grief, Jacob continued his journey, holding fast to God's promises and trusting in his plan. With his return to Canaan, Jacob's life entered a new chapter. He raised his sons, who would grow into the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel, each playing a crucial role in the fulfillment of God's covenant. Although challenges remained, Jacob's legacy as Israel, the father of a great nation, was solidified. Applications. Trust in God's faithfulness. Jacob's journey reminds us that God fulfills his promises, even when we face trials and delays. Trusting in God's timing brings peace and assurance. Spiritual growth through challenges. Jacob's transformation shows that personal and spiritual growth often come through life's struggles. We should view challenges as opportunities for deepening our faith. Prioritizing spiritual purity. Jacob's command to his family to put away foreign gods underscores the importance of removing distractions and idols from our lives to focus on true worship. Worship as a declaration of faith. Jacob's act of building altars symbolizes the power of worship, as an open acknowledgement of God's role in our lives. We too should set aside moments and spaces to express gratitude and recognize God's presence. Perseverance amidst grief. Despite Rachel's death, Jacob continued to trust in God and lead his family. This teaches us to cling to hope and continue our journey, even in times of personal loss, trusting that God's promises remain true.